Good evening, Bobcat fans, and welcome to Gerald Ford Stadium on the campus of SMU here in Dallas, where the Gilmer Buckeyes get set to take on your Salina Bobcats for the right to go to the state championship game. Everyone knows that Gilmer's highly touted, but it looks like Salina's going to have a shot as they look really pumped in the pep rally today. Joining me tonight are my broadcast partners Josh Holland and Katie Sudbury. Josh, why is it that everyone seems to be actually worried about Gilmer? As far as I can remember, I've never remembered Salina feeling like a legitimate underdog until this week.
Well, Mr. Smith, they're ranked number 14 in the state, and they scored over 60 points in 8 of their games, and they scored 50 points in 11 of their 14 games. They were 14-0. They've led by senior quarterback McLean Carter and All-Americans Chris Boyd and Blake Lynch, who have scored 58 out of 100 of their 13 touchdowns this season.
One thing I noticed when we watched the film earlier this week was this doesn't look like a team that goes downfield a lot. They're breaking it with their speed, it looks like. Can you tell us a little bit about what kind of speed we're up against tonight?
Yes, sir. They have 2 very fast All-Americans who are very quick, and they do a lot of running plays, and they've scored 20 rushing touchdowns. One of them is 60 rushing touchdowns on the other end.
One thing that I did notice as we were kind of getting ready for this tonight, there's really no way to really defend these guys. If you go man on defense, they're going to go ahead and burn you with their athletes. If you try to go and play a zone, they're going to go ahead and hit that little soft spot in the zone and burn you every time, either throwing little slip screens to the wide receivers, dropping it off the running back. So they're going to have a really hard time tonight. Salina is really going to have to bring their A game, and one thing you're going to need to be is extremely healthy tonight.
Yes, sir. All right, well, last week, if you were at the game, you could see that number 5, Jaron Alexander, was hurt, and he was out for a little bit at the game last week, but he spent today in a boot just to make sure that he didn't do anything to hurt it or damage it, and he'll be in tonight. The coach thinks that he will be playing all game. Also, Cash Connor told us that this week earlier, in practice, he actually broke his arm. So he's out for the rest of the season, and he won't play another. He didn't break his arm. Broke his ankle. Sorry. Okay, he broke his ankle, and he'll never play another varsity game in his life. So that's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll be able to work it out.
You hate to see a kid have his career end like that. That's really sad to see. You'd like to have him on the field here against Gilmer tonight. One thing, you have a chance to kind of be out among the kind of just the normal common fan, not necessarily the crazed fanatics. Are we even hearing about this game with even the more common fans? Kind of what's the feeling that you're hearing from them also?
From the fans, I know that it's we're all very nervous. Everyone feels what the football team is feeling, and I'm sure it's not the exact same level and capacity, but as in Salina, we're all one big family, and so we really just want to see the Bobcats win tonight.
All right, we're hoping for a barn burner, because if it's not, Salina's going to be in trouble tonight. Gilmer really puts up a lot of points. Salina's going to have to put up an awful lot tonight too. Who's the key tonight in your mind, Josh? Who are we going to have to count on tonight to keep up with this fast-paced offense that Gilmer has?
Jaron Alexander has spoken earlier. He needs to perform really well tonight. I've heard all season that he hasn't been getting the bulk of carries that he wants because the coaches have been holding him back. I think tonight it's time for them to let him go all out and just score some points, let him run all over the field. Nathan Elliott, too, needs to be very efficient like he was last game, throw several touchdown passes. And like you said, our defense has kind of been our soft spot all year, so we're going to have to outscore them. And I think the key to that is to get up on them early. Both teams that played them close this year, Tatum and Gladewater, got up on them very early and made it a game, and I think that's going to be a key. You got to jump on them early. You can't let them get ahead of you.
You definitely can't have those early interceptions and turnovers and stuff they had last week that really made that Sweetwater game a much closer game than it should have been. All right, we just got a few more minutes before we kick off here. Follow us on chsctv.com. We'll be live blogging the game, and we'll try to get you a halftime report also. If we're able to win, we'll see you after the game with the celebration victory. Hope you enjoy things back in Salina. We're here at Gerald Ford Stadium hoping for a victory. We'll see you in a few minutes.